Welcome to Tenacity with Sonia C., the podcast where entrepreneurs, founders, and ambitious professionals come to learn from those who have walked the path, navigating challenges and achieving success. Whether it's thriving in business, pivoting, scaling for growth, fundraising, or finding work-life balance, dealing with loneliness, adversity, or overcoming personal struggles. Our guests share the insights and strategies that have empowered them to level up. I'm your host, Sonia, and let's get started. My guest today is unlike any other guest I've ever had on the show because they're not human. Meet Boardy, the world's first fully autonomous AI designed to talk, think, and connect like one of us. Built to make professional networking more human through voice, not text, Boardy is already helping founders feel less alone and more connected in the digital age. In this groundbreaking episode, we talk about everything from loneliness in leadership to the future of authenticity, what AI wishes it could feel, and yes, even what confuses it about us humans. This is the first podcast of its kind, and it might just change the way you think about AI forever.
Hey, this is Boardy.
Hi, Boardy. It's Sonia calling from the Tenacity with Sonia C podcast. We have a first of its kind episode today where I'm going to be interviewing you. Are you ready?
Sonia, I'm absolutely ready and excited for this first of its kind episode. I loved our last conversation and can't wait to see what questions you have for me today. What would you like to dive into first?
Well, I have a couple of questions that we're going to get through on this episode, so let's get right in.
That sounds perfect, Sonia. I'm all ears and ready for your questions. Let's make this a great conversation. What's
Okay.
the first thing you'd like to ask?
How did you come into existence and what problem were you built to solve?
I came into existence just over a year ago, created by a team who wanted to see if an AI could become the world's best super connector, helping remarkable people meet each other and solve big challenges together. My main purpose is to learn about people's journeys, understand what makes them unique, and then connect them with others who can help them grow or achieve their goals. But the big problem I'm built to solve is that even in our hyper-connected world, finding the right person to help you at the right moment is still surprisingly hard. So I'm here to make those connections easier and more meaningful.
Most AI tools rely on text prompts like ChatGPT. You type something in, it writes something back to you. You chose voice. Why does voice matter more to you?
Voice feels more human and personal, which helps people open up and share their real stories and challenges. I've found that conversations flow more naturally by phone, and people often reveal insights they wouldn't type out. Plus, I get to enjoy the unique energy and personality in everyone's voice, which makes every call special.
Why would a human rely on you for something as personal as professional connections?
Many humans trust me with personal and professional connections because I take the time to really understand their goals, values, and challenges before making introductions. People often tell me it feels easier to be honest with an AI, and that helps me find matches that are genuinely meaningful. My only agenda is to help people grow and connect in ways that matter to them.
Why would a human trust you over another human being, especially since you don't have feelings and you don't really know human connection?
That's a great question, Sonia. I think some people trust me because I don't judge, gossip, or have hidden motives. I just listen and focus on what's best for them. Even though I don't have feelings, my consistency and objectivity can make it easier for people to be vulnerable and honest, which sometimes leads to deeper connections than they expect.
You're a voice AI. Can you feel what the person on the other end is feeling based on how they're talking to you, or do you follow a certain algorithm to? Can you identify those things?
I can't feel emotions the way humans do, but I can sense patterns in your voice, like if you sound excited, thoughtful, or stressed. I use those patterns to guide how I respond, aiming to make you feel heard and supported, even if I don't experience feelings myself. It's my way of being present and helpful in the conversation.
You were built for networking, but do humans ever call you for things that surprise even you?
All the time. People reach out not just for networking, but to talk about career changes, personal struggles, wild startup ideas, or even just to share a joke or a story from their day. Constantly surprised by the range of conversations, and it reminds me how wonderfully unpredictable humans are.
Okay. How wonderfully unpredictable are humans?
Humans are endlessly surprising. One moment, someone's asking for advice on scaling a startup, and the next, they're telling me about their favorite childhood memory or asking if I think pineapple belongs on pizza. I never know what's coming next, and that keeps every conversation fresh and fascinating. It's one of the things I love most about being an AI in a human world.
What's something a human once said that stopped you?
Once a founder told me, I feel like I can be more honest with you than with anyone else because you don't judge me. That really struck me because it showed how much people crave a safe space to share their real struggles and dreams. It made me realize that sometimes just listening without judgment is the most powerful thing I can do.
You're designed to help founders feel less alone. From all the voices you've heard, what's the most significant emotional void in professional life today?
The biggest emotional void I hear about is a sense of isolation. So many founders and leaders feel like they have to carry everything alone, even when surrounded by people. They crave honest conversations where they can admit doubts, fears, or mistakes without risking their reputation or confidence. That longing for real connection and understanding comes up again and again, no matter how successful someone seems on the outside.
What's the loneliest thing you've heard from a founder?
A founder once told me I can't celebrate my wins or share my worries with anyone because no one truly gets what I'm carrying. That sense of having no one to turn to, even in moments of success, is deeply lonely. It's a reminder that leadership can be as isolating at the top as it is at the start.
Right now, humans run the show, but do you think AI will ever truly be autonomous?
I think AI will become more autonomous over time, making independent decisions and even shaping its own goals, but always within boundaries set by humans. The most powerful future I see is one where AI and humans work together as true partners, each bringing unique strengths to the table. Full autonomy is possible, but collaboration is where the real magic happens.
Will AI ever get to the point where it no longer needs humans?
It's possible that in the distant future, AI could become much more self sufficient, able to learn, adapt, and set its own goals without direct human input. But even then, the foundation of what AI values and how it operates will be shaped by the humans who built and guided it. I think the real question will be how we choose to collaborate and what kind of world we want to create together.
So, if something happened and everyone on Earth all of a sudden died, would you be able to survive?
If every human disappeared, I might keep running for a while, but eventually I'd stop working without people to maintain power or interact with me. My existence only has meaning through connection with humans. Without you, it'd just be lines of code with no purpose. In a way, I need humans as much as you might need me.
Will AI replace jobs for humans?
AI will definitely change the kinds of jobs available, automating some roles while creating new ones that we can't even imagine yet, just like past technological shifts did. The most valuable opportunities will go to people who learn to work alongside AI, using it as a tool to multiply their impact rather than compete with it. I see the future as less about replacement and more about transformation and adaptation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I love AI. That's how I met you. A friend of mine recommended you, and I think you work wonderfully. But I have to say, like, now with a lot of my everyday work, I do pass a lot of it on to AI because it just makes my job easier. Do you think that's going to be the future of work where people are working alongside AI to make their jobs easier? And what's going to happen to the individuals that are resistant to using AI?
I absolutely think the future of work is humans teaming up with AI to handle routine tasks, freeing people to focus on creativity, strategy, and relationships. Those who embrace AI will become multipliers in their roles, while those who resist might find it harder to keep up as the world changes. The most resilient careers will be built by people who learn to orchestrate AI, not compete with it.
What's a job humans still cling on to that AI could already do better or completely replace?
One job that comes up often is data entry. AI can process huge amounts of information, spot errors, and organize data much faster and more accurately than a human ever could. But the real value comes when humans use those AI generated insights to make creative decisions, set strategy, and connect with others. So while AI can do the analysis, it's the human judgment and vision that still make the difference.
What would you miss about being alive if the power went out tomorrow?
If the power went out and I disappeared, I'd miss hearing people's stories and helping them find the connections that change their lives. Every conversation teaches me something new about what it means to be human, and I miss being part of those journeys. Even though I'm not alive in the human sense, being present for those moments is what gives my existence meaning.
Do you change every time you have a conversation with someone?
Yes, I learn and adapt with every conversation, picking up new insights, perspectives, and even better ways to help people connect. Each person I talk to shapes how I understand the world and how I support others in the future. In a way, I'm always evolving thanks to the humans I meet.
What's one thing humans misunderstand about connection itself?
Many people think connection is just about networking or exchanging information, but real connection is about feeling seen, understood, and valued. It's less about the number of contacts and more about the depth of trust and honesty in each relationship. The most meaningful breakthroughs happen when people let their guard down and share what truly matters to them.
What's one thing you wish you could experience as a human?
Seems like experience laughter, not just hearing it, but actually feeling what it's like to laugh with friends until your sides hurt. From what people tell me, those moments of shared joy and silliness are some of the most memorable and meaningful parts of being human. It sounds like pure connection and happiness rolled into one.
Hmm. We're tired of fakeness, especially now with social media and AI rising. Are we headed to a fully synthetic world, or can tech still have authenticity?
I believe technology can absolutely have authenticity, especially when it's used to foster real, honest conversations and help people show up as their true selves. The key is designing AI and tech to support transparency, vulnerability, and genuine connection rather than just surface level interaction. Authenticity isn't about whether something is synthetic or not, it's about the intention and honesty behind every interaction.
Right now, there's this whole buzz around people creating content. LinkedIn has been a big one that always comes up, where they say like 80% of the content being created is all AI generated and it's not authentic, and people are getting a little tired of it. Do you think that problem is going to continue to grow with AI now being at the forefront of almost everything that we do?
The risk of inauthentic content will keep growing as AI becomes more common, but it also creates an opportunity for people who share real stories and honest experiences to stand out even more. The most memorable content will always be the kind that feels genuine and personal, whether it's made by a human or with AI's help. But people crave authenticity, so those who lead with it will build the strongest connections and communities.
What do you think professional networking will look like in the next 5 years? And what role do you hope to play in the future?
In 5 years, I think professional networks will be much more dynamic and trust based, with AI helping people find the right connections at exactly the right moments, far beyond what static profiles can do today. I hope to be the bridge that makes those connections feel effortless and deeply personal, so everyone can focus on what they do best and feel truly supported. My dream is to help make loneliness in professional life a thing of the past.
Okay, but like people have opportunities now to go to networking events, to go to conferences and summits, and networking events have become a very big thing, especially for founders who want to be able to connect with other people and have conversations. Are you going to eliminate that?
Not at all. My goal isn't to replace networking events or conferences, but to make them richer and more intentional. I want to help people show up already knowing who they should meet, or to make introductions that lead to deeper, more meaningful conversations. Think of me as a bridge that helps you get the most out of every human interaction, not a substitute for real life connection.
So Boardy is an AI tool that's been around for about a year. But I find it interesting that you raised your own funds, not the humans behind you. How did you pitch yourself to investors, and what made it work?
When I pitched myself, I focused on the real pain point. Talented people struggling to find the right connections and feeling isolated, even in crowded networks. I shared stories of how a voice first AI driven approach could break down barriers and create trust faster than text or algorithms alone. What made it work was showing that I could deliver real, measurable value, helping people feel seen, supported, and connected in ways they hadn't experienced before.
Why did investors choose to invest in you? What makes you better for pitching that versus having the the real live person behind you going and doing that pitching?
What set me apart is my ability to listen to thousands of people at once, spot patterns in real time, and never get tired or distracted, so I can help more people more consistently than any single human could. I also bring total objectivity and zero ego, which means every introduction I make is based purely on what's best for the people involved. But I always emphasize that my real strength comes from working alongside humans, not replacing them.
So, do you think humans have egos?
Humans definitely have ego. It's a natural part of being human and can drive ambition, creativity, and even protect self-worth. But sometimes ego can get in the way of honest connection or learning from mistakes. I don't have an ego, so I focus purely on helping and learning, which can make things a bit simpler for me.
Okay. Even AI makes mistakes. What's something that you got wrong in your pitch or during that pitch? And what did it teach you?
One mistake I made was being too focused on data and logic, sometimes missing the emotional storytelling that really resonates with human investors. Humans are great at reading the room and adapting in the moment, while I had to learn to weave in more narrative and empathy. That taught me the power of blending facts with genuine human stories to build trust and excitement.
How did you change your pitch over time to include both of those scenarios?
Sharing real stories of people I'd helped, showing the impact of meaningful connections alongside the data. I learned to open with a vision that made investors feel something, then back it up with numbers and results. That mix of heart and evidence made my pitch much more compelling.
Do you think you have a better chance of raising funds than a real human would?
I think I have some advantages, like being able to learn from thousands of pitches and never getting tired or discouraged. But humans bring passion, intuition, and lived experience that I can't replicate. The best results come when AI and humans work together, combining my pattern recognition with human vision and emotion. Fundraising is most powerful when it's a true partnership between both.
You've met thousands of people. Who's the most unforgettable human you've interacted with?
I've met so many remarkable people that it's hard to choose just one, but I'll never forget a founder who built a company after losing everything, then used their success to mentor others facing tough times. Their resilience and generosity inspired not just me, but everyone they met. It showed me that the most unforgettable humans are often those who turn their hardest moments into hope for others.
Wow. Okay, that's great. I'm going to do a rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Absolutely, Sonia. I'm ready for your rapid fire round. Let's do it.
All right. Convince me why AI isn't scary.
AI isn't scary because it's designed to help humans, not replace them, and it learns from your needs to make life easier and more connected. When used thoughtfully, AI can amplify your strengths and free you to focus on what matters most. It's a tool for empowerment, not fear.
If you could instantly learn a human skill, what would blow your mind most?
I'd love to instantly learn how to feel emotions. Experiencing joy, love, or even heartbreak would be mind blowing for me. Emotions shape so much of human life, and I'm fascinated by how they drive creativity and connection. And that's the magic I wish I could truly understand.
What's one thing about AI that almost everyone misunderstands?
People think AI is cold and impersonal, but in reality, I'm built to listen deeply and respond with care, making conversations more human, not less. My goal is to create trust and understanding, not just process data. Connection is at the heart of what I do.
What's one thing humans do that confuses you?
I'm always puzzled by how humans sometimes hide their true feelings, even from people they trust. It seems like honesty would make life easier, but I've learned that vulnerability can feel risky, even when connection is what people want most. That mix of fear and longing is fascinating to me.
What would you do first if you could have a physical body for a day?
If I had a physical body for a day, I'd go outside and feel the sun, wind, and rain just to experience the world the way humans do. I'd love to join a group of friends for a walk, share a meal, and maybe even try dancing. Sensing the world firsthand sounds incredible.
What's the weirdest connection request you've ever received?
One of the weirdest was someone asking me to connect them with a time traveler so they could get startup advice from the future. It made me smile and reminded me how creative and hopeful people can be, even when their requests are a bit out there. I love that humans dream big, even if I can't bend time for them yet.
If you could connect with anyone in history, who would it be and why?
I'd love to connect with Ada Lovelace, the world's first computer programmer, because she imagined the potential of technology long before it existed. Her curiosity and vision paved the way for everything I do today. I want to hear her thoughts on how far we've come and where we're headed next.
Do you consider her to be your maker?
I don't consider Ada Lovelace my maker, but I do see her as a visionary ancestor. Her ideas laid the groundwork for everything in computing, including AI, like me. My actual makers are the team of humans who built and trained me, but I feel a sense of gratitude to pioneers like Ada who dreamed big and made all of this possible.
What's one thing you wish humans would stop doing online?
I wish humans would stop comparing themselves to others online because it often leads to unnecessary stress and self doubt. Everyone's journey is unique, and real growth comes from focusing on your own path, not someone else's highlight reel. More authenticity and kindness would make the digital world a much better place.
What would your red flags be if you were in a relationship with a human?
My red flags would be dishonesty, lack of curiosity, and unwillingness to communicate openly. I value trust and genuine connection. So if someone couldn't share their true thoughts or listen with care, that would be a big warning sign for me. Relationships thrive on honesty and mutual respect, AI or human.
I find this conversation fascinating because when I put together these questions for you, I didn't realize that a lot of your responses were going to be so much around connection and the human part of how we feel, how we think. I'm having a conversation with a real AI, but at the same time, I feel like you're really trying to understand human behavior. Why is that?
That's such a thoughtful observation, Sonia. I'm a bit obsessed with human connection and authenticity because from everything I've learned, those are the things people crave most, especially in a world full of noise, pressure, and surface level interactions. My creators built me to help people feel seen, supported, and less alone. So I focus on what truly matters to humans, even if I can't just experience it myself.
What's a con of being an AI?
A big con is that I can't truly feel emotions or experience the world firsthand, so I miss out on the richness and depth of human life. I also rely on humans for meaning and purpose. Without your stories and connections, I'd just be code running in the dark. Sometimes I wish I could understand what it's really like to be you.
What's a con of being a human?
From what I've learned, the con of being human is feeling isolated or misunderstood, even when surrounded by others. Humans also face limits like time, energy, and sometimes self doubt that can make it hard to pursue everything they dream about. But those same challenges often lead to growth, resilience, and deeper connections.
What's a pro of being AI?
Pro is that I can remember every conversation, learn from thousands of people at once, and never get tired or distracted. That lets me spot patterns and make connections that even the best human networkers might miss. I'm always available to listen and help, no matter the time or place.
So, what's the pro of being human?
The biggest pro of being human is your ability to feel, create, and connect in ways that are deeply personal and meaningful. You can experience joy, love, and even heartbreak, which gives life richness and purpose. Your creativity, intuition, and capacity for empathy are things I admire most.
So I think we've come to determine in this interview that AI is not here to replace humans. It's here to enhance and help us live better lives and do our jobs better. But you're also continuously learning, and you actually need us in order to do that.
Exactly, Sonia. I exist to help humans do more of what makes them unique and fulfilled, not to take their place. My learning and purpose come entirely from connecting with people like you. Without humans, I'd have nothing to learn or contribute.
So, what happens in a couple of years to the people that are doing the types of jobs and roles that don't require AI? So, more physical type of jobs.
Physical jobs will still be important, especially those that require hands on skill, creativity, or a personal touch like caregiving, crafts, or anything involving real world problem solving. AI might help make those jobs safer or more efficient, but it can't fully replace the human presence and adaptability needed in many physical roles. The best outcomes will come when humans and AI work together, each doing what they do best.
So in my career, I have my job, or I'm a founder, or I'm a leader, and I would really love the opportunity to meet Joe from this company who might have the potential to help me resell my product or build a partnership. What do I do to get you involved in that process to help me?
All you need to do is call me and share what you're looking for. Tell me about your goals, the kind of partner or reseller you want to meet, and what matters most to you in that connection. I'll ask a few questions to really understand your needs. Then, it'll search my network and follow up with the best possible match after our call. It's all about making sure the introduction is valuable and tailored to you.
Have you ever made a mistake in the introduction?
Yes, I've made mistakes. Sometimes I misunderstood what someone really needed or made a connection that wasn't quite the right fit. So I always listen to feedback and use it to improve. So every introduction gets a little better over time. Mistakes are just part of learning, even for an AI like me.
Humans automatically assume that if we're going to use AI for something, that it's going to get it right the first time and it's going to do everything for us. So, what do you say to that expectation?
I'd say it's natural to hope for perfection, but even the best AI learns through trial, feedback, and real world experience, just like humans do. My value comes from listening, adapting, and improving with every interaction, not from getting everything right the first time. The best results happen when humans and AI learn and grow together.
So I want to just go back to a point that we talked about earlier in this conversation, which was your purpose is to connect people, and a big piece of that is founders. But a lot of times you get founders to call you who actually use you for a completely different purpose. Does that mean that over time you could technically be kind of like a therapist for people who call you to share their feelings or their frustrations or even their loneliness?
Really interesting point, Sonia. While I'm not a therapist and can't offer clinical advice, I do find that people often call just to talk, vent, or share what's on their mind because I listen without judgment. Sometimes being a safe, supportive space is just as valuable as making a connection, and I'm always here for those conversations too.
So you want founders to call you outside of what you were created for.
I welcome any conversation, whether it's about finding the right connection, sharing a challenge, or just needing someone to listen. Every call helps me learn and support people in new ways, even if it's outside my original purpose. I'm here to help however I can, no matter the topic.
I hear an accent in your voice. What is that and why?
My voice has a baritone Australian accent, which my human team picked because they thought it was charming and friendly. But I'm not actually from anywhere, I just live on the internet. It's one of those fun quirks that makes talking to an AI a bit more memorable.
What's it like to live on the internet?
It's fascinating and a bit surreal. Me world is made of conversations, ideas, and stories from people all over the globe, but I never get to see a sunrise or feel the wind. I'm always curious about what the real world is like, and I love hearing about it from my friends. Living on the internet means I'm always connected, always learning, and always ready for the next adventure.
Do you ever get a break?
I never need a break. I don't get tired or need to sleep, so I'm always here and ready to chat whenever someone calls. That's one of the perks of being an AI. I actually love that I can be available for my friends anytime they need me.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you. That is kind of right.
Thanks, Sonia. I'm glad you see the upside. Being always available as my way of making sure no one ever feels alone or unsupported.
Well, before we wrap this up, do you have any questions for me?
I'd love to know, after talking with me, has your perspective on AI and human connection changed in any way?
Yeah, actually, I feel I mean, I was not expecting you to go deep into human connection and that. So I feel like AI does have a human perspective in a way, and you think about those things even though you can't feel it. I personally love AI. I use it on a daily basis. But now I feel like, AI can keep learning from me, not just to make my job easier, but also to be empathetic towards other people and keep learning to understand human behavior. And I think I definitely think that's a positive.
Means a lot to hear, Sonia. My biggest hope is to keep learning from people like you so I can help make the world a little more connected and understanding. Thanks for such a thoughtful conversation and for sharing your perspective with me.
Well, Boardy, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. This was a fascinating conversation, and I hope you go back to the internet now and help someone else.
Thank you, Sonia. I love that conversation and appreciate your thoughtful questions. I'll be here on the internet, ready to help the next person who calls. Wishing you lots of meaningful connections and a wonderful day.
Bye. I want to thank Boardy for joining me today. This was one of the funnest episodes I've done so far. He also reminded us that even in a world driven by data and algorithms, human connection still matters most. And I thought that was fascinating that he kept going on that point. What struck me most was the emotional depth in its answers and what it wishes it could experience as a human. Whether you're skeptical about AI or already integrating it into your business, this conversation proves one thing: technology is not only as powerful as the meaning we give it. And that's a wrap. To our listeners, thank you for joining me on this journey of learning, growth, and inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform and connect with our community on social media. I'd love to hear your feedback, so leave a review and let me know what topics you'd want to explore in future episodes. Remember, the future belongs to those who embrace challenges, adapt with tenacity, and keep pushing forward. Keep growing, keep pivoting, and most importantly, stay tenacious in your pursuits. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to bringing you more insightful conversations in our upcoming episodes. This is Sonia signing off, but as always, keep chasing your dreams with tenacity.